Alright. False Prophets of the Future City 2. When I exiled my shameless brother, Susanoo, the palace where I lived became very quiet and would remain that way. And I was able to continue shining my light upon Takamagahara from one end to the other, as the ruler of all the world's daylight. I was glad Tsukuyomi had been chosen as the ruler of night, because every time I saw his face, I couldn't help but be reminded of Susanoo. If Eden's system governs guilt and sin, then Takamagahara's governs shame. The sole difference lies in whether one sees sin through the God within the self, or sees shame through the God within the other, within Amaterasu. And as shame goes, that of her little brother, of Susanoo, would of course need to be driven from this world. Thus he was banished as a heretic. It was as any good leader should have done. But what of Amaterasu? Who would bring her sins to light now? Who even could? Who would stand up and point out that it was not solely for the good of the world that Susanoo was exiled? Who, but she herself, could stand up and tell Amaterasu that she too was a sinner? She's shown many a light upon many a shameful episode, as leader and as the highest rung in the world's hierarchy. But in many cases, shame was the only option. There was no way out for those being judged. Yet she continued to pass judgment upon them anyway. Such was the burden of being in charge. It's a universal truth for any world, in any era. And no matter what they may do, the world representatives cannot amount to anything in this world system if the system does not operate on the principle of majority rule. By that token, neither the world representatives nor the exiles could ever change their position in the hierarchy. They are alone in a closed world. The difference between them lies in the fact that one is permitted solely to remain, while the other is permitted solely to depart. And when Susanoo departed this world, there was no one left to give Amaterasu the time of day anymore. But just once more, she wished she could reunite with Susanoo. And that's when the light shone at her feet, and she crossed the Rainbow Bridge into Tokyo. That is the limit of individual judgment, and it is only by overcoming it that the system of the future can emerge. But fear not, world representative. Despite your misgivings, I assure you, the future we offer will bring you relief. Is that an exception? It's like a giant tree, but it's alive. And it's absolutely massive. Who has summoned Sephiroth unto this world? Was it an archangel of storied history, with a familiar visage? Then this place, I see, this must be the land of Nod, outside the paradise spoken of by our Creator. The exception observes you closely and begins speaking terms you don't understand at all. It spoke? But what is it trying to say? Huh? What are you even trying to say? Have you forgotten In the ancient covenant forged between the Creator and humanity, it is spoken thus of the feuding siblings. The exception, despite being almost inconceivably massive in scale, answers Sanzo's question in a calm voice and with a decidedly learned tone. The two shall come at odds, and the one who bears sin shall come to the land of Nod, east of Eden, where the tree of life grows. The land of Nod, or the land of nomads, is a haven for those who live in exile. After much toil, nomadic exiles came to erect a large city in the east. And to them the Creator said, "Thou shalt rule over sin, over ignorance. Thou shalt." It is the concept of Tim Scholl. The power of 10 conflicting rules, all classed within the exception, rapidly eroding its grip on sanity. It begins devouring all that it sees, then becomes those things and multiplies. The ground furiously shakes, and Sanzo, already exhausted beyond his breaking point, succumbs to the motion and tumbles forward. Ah! My legs! I can't find my footing! Ah! Ow! Huh? Where am I? It's like dark as anything here. Didn't need to read that. Huh? Sanzo. Where'd he go? Did he run away on his own? I have just one last thing to say. Even if you are completely unable to comprehend my words, it makes no difference to me. For we've already determined that every single person in Tokyo is, by definition and by all measure, guilty of sin. And at this time, we consider our personalized research into the extreme situation faced by the locals of this city complete. Our conclusion is as follows. Without a stable majority, any system, any world, is like unto hell itself. This elevates the suitability of our Plan C over that of Plans A and B, clearly making it the optimal solution. Initially, this research topic was proposed by the latest model cyborg himself, Kokopelli. Now then, shall we get started? Gunzo! Hyuma! You're awake! Are you two okay? Daisuke calls out to his two juniors, who are only now regaining consciousness, after being knocked out by the recoil from Sanzo's sacred artifacts, severance of the future transplant. The future! It's coming! Both of these students, deemed to have the highest possible affinity for the acceleration procedure, seem to be especially affected by their experiences with it. The utopian cyborgs all simultaneously raise their heads up to the heavens, focusing their attention squarely on the singular divine presence that now dominates their view. There's no way! That's what I've been chasing after all this time! Far, far above your head, above even the skies that hang over the future city, a mysterious and almost majestic something begins to take shape. What in the world is that? I can sense that something is there, but I can neither see it nor properly intuit its form. Whatever it is definitely exists in that space, yet it's as though it's being blurred or redacted in real time, making it impossible for Toji and the others to properly perceive it. You can't really make it out either. There's no detail, no tangible form. It's only natural. This is the very first and very last thing future humans will create. Something superhuman, yet inhuman. Present humans, with their limited awareness and intelligence, physically cannot comprehend the true scale of its majesty. Lancelot! The ever-expanding Sephiroth root swallows Shiro and the others whole, growing larger and larger with each person it imbibes. No! They're being swallowed up! Long time no see, trophy. Or, no, I suppose I shouldn't call you that, should I? I'll call you by your name instead, as that is more appropriate. At long last, I've come to pick you up, Lancelot. And take me where? You're... I am one of the 3 child prodigies, alongside Isaac and Bertram. I am the executor of Plan C. You may call me Curran. Please do permit me to welcome you once more, now that Utopia's world representative has appeared on the scene. Utopia's world representative? Where? You don't mean it's... Somewhat yes and somewhat no. This is my elder brother. He was in charge of Plan C before I, seeking to guide humanity on the proper path, wholly dedicated to the future in body and soul. Now, should anyone be regarded as Utopia's world representative, it could only be that which you perceive in the heavens above. Curran points up at the vaguely spherical being floating above her head. That is the god of the future, the being we call MX Other. MX Other? So M and Other? So Mother? As humanity continued to evolve its capabilities into the future, the being known as MX Other was born. And when they came to realize she could imagine possibilities they could not, they willfully relinquished their seat to her. For a new kind of god was needed in lieu of the system that saw this world driven by individual rules and roles. A suitable candidate for future transplantation was sought, one who was not limited to the individual, but contained multitude. Only by restoring that which was lost could this new type of god finally take shape. I have no idea what you're saying. So that's it after all, is it? That makes no difference to me. Its dimensionality surpasses what humans are capable of imagining, so it's only natural, in fact. Now then, let's close the discussion here. When next we meet, it will be far, far in the future. Curran's robot stretches its massive hand toward you, as if to pluck you from where you stand and take you away. Stop! Do not dare lay a hand on Lancelot!